part 3 of what started off as a video blog on feeling into the body, and what is now becoming quite a discovery for myself personally. Stage 1 was suggesting that you feel instead of think, and that will bring you in harmony with things that are harmonising with you, which are natural, and move you out of analysing and thinking and choosing with the head and the history and the thoughts and the experiences. Part 2, I suggest looking at the things that you think are in the way. And in my case, it was looking at why I think I can't do a retreat in September. What I now come to in part 3 is a big discovery of why we put things in the way. And I'm sure I know this at some level. It feels so obvious to say it out loud. But the reason that we keep so many things in the way, the reason we talk so much about we can't and all the obstacles, is actually purely down to a fear and some form of disbelief that we can, because we're actually, plain and simple, we're scared. It's beyond what we believe of ourselves, so we're scared. I haven't shown signs of fear for a long time in my life, because that seemed to attract bullying and, bad behaviour. So I can see a very well developed front, and I know that that's sort of coming down, and that as that comes down and I feel more into my body and into my heart, I do feel the fear that always exists and that I was hiding from. And it's quite a discovery to actually feel your real, the real vulnerable, absolute childlike fear of how you really feel. Not, oh, he wouldn't let me, in other words, brackets, I don't think I could. It's about being really honest about, is that in my way, or am I putting a hurdle there so I can say I can't do it? And that's for sure what I'm going through, and part of those hurdles, part of the value of those hurdles is they are something to work on. So as we put things in the way, it's something for us to work with. And as we work with that something, that person or that situation, we do face the fears. So there is value in those obstacles, as long as we view them as that they're just something for me to come through. It's not real. They are things that I'm choosing to believe are blockages, reasons why not. But in actual fact, they're ways for me to create a situation to work with. Because otherwise I've just got fear. How do I come out of just having fear? I need something to work with. I am a being, and the world is outside of me. This is the experience of duality. I am this and the world is that, and is it going to let me? So we create these obstacles as a dual in a way. So to accept that these obstacles are you, they're not separate to you, they are in some way just energies that you're creating to hold yourself in place as you currently know yourself. To know that they're you and they're no separate to you, they're your fear, I believe is a way of beginning to love those fears and nurture those fears and approaching situations in a nurturing manner, nurturing of yourself, nurturing of situations around you is such a neutralizing energy. Like a child who's scared, I can't swim, mummy, I can't swim, mummy. Yes, you can do it, I know you can. You know, those words of care encourage that child to go, oh, okay, you believe I can, therefore maybe I can. And bringing that into your life, into my life, I can feel right now is huge. To actually, goose pimples, nurture yourself through those fears like you would a child. And I've talked about it in the Dark Moon video this month about, when you're scared, you know, maybe during premenstrual tension and maybe during the dark moon when everything feels a bit more open, to just grab a cushion, you know, and talk to yourself kindly. And this is what's becoming and emerging in this stage 3. It's these fears are mine, these obstacles are mine. I've built a wall around me to keep me where I'm at. And I can choose to stay exactly where I'm at. I don't have to conquer these obstacles if I don't want to. But if I believe genuinely that it would help me to move on, to change a relationship, to move through a job, if I really believe, yeah, that would be for my greater good, and to move into that situation in a nurturing manner, rather than a defensive or annoyed manner at yourself or at other people, and ease yourself through. So I invite you to look at the list of what you believe is standing in your way, and just nurture yourself through, because they are fears. They're fears and things that you need to love yourself through and calm yourself through, and that's powerful stuff. You don't have to overcome, you don't have to fight at all odds. Feel the fear and do it anyway, you know, fine. I actually have a nervous breakdown forcing myself to conquer so many bloody fears that I nearly did my own head in. I did do my own head in. I was pushing too hard and making change too quickly, and I broke through, and it was too scary, you know. Nurturing energy is about taking your time, being gentle with yourself and understanding of yourself and realizing you're human, stuff's happened along the way, and that you need to be caring of yourself. Stage 3, look over your list and be caring of yourself. I'm just looking at mine now. And just look at them in a new way, rather than, this, more of a, oh, I see, it's fear. And develop a different relationship what with these obstacles, relating with yourself. Any questions about this stage 3, please feel free to email me. And I'll be back shortly with the stage 4, where we're actually in the body and feeling and moving into intuition. How long that's going to take me, personally, I don't know. I've got some fears to nurture myself. And remarkably and serendipitously, coincidentally, just before I made this video, someone called me and said, I'm calling to see how you are, because somebody in the village says they think you're very frightened. And it really just brought all this home to me that I'm sharing with you now, is that, wow, that is a blessing to me that someone's actually saying that, because for many years everybody thought I was fine. So for me to be strong enough to actually admit that I'm frightened, and for people to be able to pick that up, admittedly this lady is quite in tune, but for me to be revealing that shows that I'm ready to admit my own fears, my own vulnerabilities, and to ask for help, to talk about it, and to allow us all to help each other through the changes that we face, the changes